So I talked about back before the free agency, I was getting comments of people saying that we should cut Sam Hubbard because he would save us $6.5 million. And I was saying how idiotic it was and how I didn't agree with it. And, I think a lot of you guys commented down below and agreed with me as well, saying that it doesn't make any sense to cut Sam Hubbard. Like, he's actually freaking amazing. And getting rid of him, even though he would save us money, we wouldn't be able to replace his production, right? So I kind of forgot about the idea because, again, like I said, it was only before free agency. After free agency happened, I think there were some people who thought that we were going to get some big free agent defensive end or edge rusher, and that was kind of like the speculation I'm going to guess that people had and why they thought we should go ahead and cut Sam Hubbard. I don't know. Like, again, I don't question the internet. Well, then Bleacher Report just says this today. They just post yesterday and say they offered an interesting cap-saving move for the Bengals with Sam Hubbard. And all those comments that I thought was idiotic. Bleacher Report said, hold my beer. I'll show you what idiotic is. So, going down here, they said the other money-saving move among the defensive ends is to restructure Sam Hubbard's current deal. That would clear up $6.1 million in cap space, and adding a void year would spread the impact out over multiple seasons. It's actually not that bad of an idea. And that's what confuses the heck out of me. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first saw this, I really thought that Bleacher Report was just being typical Bleacher Report and being like, cut him, get rid of him, just release him. But no, this is actually a more logical idea. Now, usually with Bleacher Report, my biggest issue with them is, outside of their idiotic takes, is the fact that they don't really have a structure on how this would happen, right? I'm sure, yes, in theory, this is correct, right? You go ahead and talk to Sam Hubbard and say, hey, listen, we want to restructure your deal. But the thing is, how do you get there, right? Does he want to restructure his deal? If he doesn't and the Bengals are like, hey, you have to, obviously I think he will. But then again, how do you get that $6.1 million in space? Now, they did say they wouldn't add a void year, which would push the money out over a 2-year period. A void year, if you do not know, is pretty much just a make-believe year. It's a made-up year. It's a nothing burger year. You add a year to the end of your contract where you're not going to be on the team, you're not going to be playing for the team, but you're still getting paid for the team. So, usually you add a void year when you are prorating the signing bonus. So instead of it being, you pay the signing bonus $20 million to your, guy, instead of doing that, you would prorate it over 5 years, pay the person $4 million every single year. And you can even add void years to that. So if it's a 3-year contract, you could add 2 more void years, which would prorate it over that 5-year period. I believe you can only prorate over 5 years with a signing bonus. So, I mean, again, in theory, yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I know this is, whenever I talk about Bleacher Report, okay, my instant mentality is to bash them. But this is actually not that really crazy or just idiotic. Now, if we do restructure his deal, I hope this is not a Trey Hendrickson situation where he comes back 6 months later and says, I don't like my contract, I want a new one. Hopefully that's not the case. But no, other than that, though, again, like I said, it's not idiotic. I'll be interested to see if they don't restructure. I was kind of thinking that they might restructure a lot of different deals, especially if they do want to get T. Higgins signed. If they want to bring him back and they want to sign him to a new deal, part of that is going to be restructuring some deals. And kind of getting that money a little bit farther down, right? Getting more cap and getting less money for players locked up on contract. So let's let you look at this real fast. So Sam Hubbard, where is he at? Right here. He's currently costing us $10.1 million. Okay? He currently has 3 years left on his contract, so pretty much what you would do, restructure here. You add a void year to 2026. And then you push the money out, which again would save us 6 point whatever million this year. So he has 2 years left. Again, like I said, it's not a bad idea. It's just, I wonder Okay, so instead of restructure on here, it's 3.387. Obviously, you can restructure for any amount. So you can restructure that. So you would be restructuring really to what? A base salary of like 3 million. Yeah, and we would have 25 million there. So it's possible. It just comes down to whether or not Sam Hubbard wants to restructure or not. But again, the Bengals could play their hand and say, "Hey, listen, at the end of the day, doesn't matter what you want. We're going to do what's best for the team." Now they could restructure Sam Hubbard. They could also restructure B.J. Hill. They could also restructure what's it called, Mike Hilton? Not really Mike Hilton. They could restructure Kappa though. So they could restructure a couple different teams. In all honesty, they wanted to get that money down and get more money for the cap. It would be a smart move to keep, T. Higgins and try to keep T. Higgins by getting that extra money. Plus, you already have to pay Jamar Chase, so might as well get as much money as possible. So again, like I said, surprisingly enough, Bleacher Report actually makes sense with their, suggestion. I was really expecting them to say for us to cut him. Just knowing Bleacher Report, that could really be exactly what I would expect. But again, like I said, this is easier said than done. You still have to meet with him. You still have to make sure he wants to do it. And if he doesn't, then you have to go back and forth. And it's going to be a long process. It's not just walk into a room, "Hey, Hubbard, you're going to be making like $6 million less. Okay, buddy? All right, cool." And walk out. Like, you have to actually sit down, have a conversation, go back and forth, get numbers. And then there's always a chance that the player is upset about it, or the player is not happy and doesn't accept it. And I know you might say, "Well, the team has all the power." I get that, but at the same time, you do want to keep your team happy, right? Like when Trey Hendrickson got his contract extension, he was very happy. 6 months later, he wasn't. You can't prevent the second part, but still. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.